Today we are diving into the world of dark American history from the 1930s gangster era. You're going to visit the resting place of one of the most notorious and famous outlaws from back in that time. Charles Arthur Pretty Boy Floyd. What we're going to do in this video, we are starting off here in his cemetery. The town is Salsa, Oklahoma. It's either Salsa or Salsa, but I think it's Salsa. We're going to start the video here where we're going to go actually first before we see his grave. We're going to Kansas City, Missouri, maybe 4.5, 5 hours in that direction. We're going to visit one of the locations where supposedly he was a shooter at, the famous Kansas City Massacre at the Union Station. We'll go see that. Then we'll come back here, check out his final resting spot, and it's going to be a good one. I absolutely love doing these old-time gangster videos. If you watch my channel, you know how much content I do on Bonnie and Clyde, so either way, join me. If you clicked on this video, chances are you probably have heard of the name Pretty Boy Floyd, but if not, let's give a brief background of who he was. Charles Arthur Floyd, better known as Pretty Boy Floyd, was a Depression-era bank robber who captured the imagination of the public. To some, believe it or not, he was a Robin Hood figure back in the day, reportedly destroying mortgage documents during his heist. But to the FBI, he was public enemy number one. Born in the state of Georgia in 1904, he did what, like a lot of young men did back in that Depression-era stage, he turned to crime early. By his early 20s, he already robbed his first bank. By his 30s, he was basically known throughout the country as one of the top guys to take down, and the manhunt was on. Now, funny enough, the name Pretty Boy Floyd came from the press. He actually hated that name, but the name came from basically him having a pretty face. A guy from the press described him as a pretty boy with apple cheeks, so hence the name Pretty Boy Floyd. Crazy too is, and why they knew, Pretty Boy Floyd with his face and stuff, he would just walk into banks and not even put a mask on or anything. He just, his face white out, get in, put your hands up stuff, and that's where the name Pretty Boy Floyd came from. All right, before we get to his gravesite, I want to show you guys where the famous shootout happened. So let's hop in the car. Not really, but I am getting in the car next. Then we're gonna drive up there. But let's, for now, hop in the car, head to Kansas City, Missouri, go to Union Station, and discuss and see where the famous Kansas City Massacre happened that supposedly Pretty Boy Floyd was one of the shooters at. To Kansas City, Missouri. That was not too bad of a drive, honestly, and as you can see, the sun's out now to drive through a lot of rain. But anyway, we are in front of the very historical Union Station here in Kansas City, where on June 17th, 1933, one of the most famous gangster-related crimes took place right here, the Kansas City Massacre. That day, lawmen were ambushed while trying to transfer a federal prisoner, Frank Jelly Nash. Gunmen opened fire, killing 4 officers and Nash himself. Pretty Boy Floyd was suspected to be one of the shooters, gunmen, there that day. However, it is still debated by historians today whether he was actually involved or not. Actually, people even go so far to say Clyde Barrow, the Barrow Gang, might have even been here and involved on that day. Who knows? This is where it all would have taken place. Actually, these would have all been police cars here, but yeah, this is right here, right in front of me. Crazy to think. The same building is still here. Wow, I didn't think I'd get here to see this, but I did. Probably going to be my only stop in downtown Kansas City on this trip, but glad we were here to see it and possibly see a location that was Pretty Boy Floyd's, one of his most famous shootings, if he was actually there. The world may never know, still to this day. Now that we've covered this spot, let's head on back to Oklahoma, see the final resting place of Pretty Boy Floyd. Let's go. And just like that, friends, we made it back to, I forgot to mention this earlier, we're in Atkins Cemetery in Oklahoma, the final resting place of Pretty Boy Floyd, which I'm still in search of his grave. But he died in 1934, gunned down by federal agents in Ohio, and he ended up all the way here in the state of Oklahoma. Let's go find his grave. If I'm being honest, it's kind of creepy. It is dark. Funny enough, it's the morning when I'm filming this. But I'm out in the middle of nowhere, the only one in the cemetery. I am thankful for that. But it looks like it wants to rain on me. His grave should be around here. Hey, look at that. Wow. Floyd. There's, oh wow. There's a bunch of Floyds. Look at this. Floyd, 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 Floyd. Okay, and wow, and look at that too. Now I know his parents are buried here. Now the question is, which one is his? It says Charlie, I think. So there's Charles, 1935. That is not Pretty Boy Floyd, because he died in 34. Wow, this is an entire Floyd plot. All right, y'all, I found him, and I did not realize the Floyds continue on left. So like I said, right there is where we first started. The Floyds, I'm pretty sure his parents are right over there. Funny enough, for the crime that Pretty Boy Floyd did, there's a Floyd who was a sheriff, and he's actually buried next to Charles Arthur, aka Pretty Boy Floyd. So right over here. And it has some flowers. Nope, not that one, I'm sorry. Charlie Arthur Floyd. And this is the one, February 3rd, 1904 to October 22nd, 1934. Only 30 years old. That's younger than me. Crazy. He is buried 6 feet below. Holy cow. And what do we got over here? Knob Creek. Oh, that's funny. Bullets. Coins. Wow. That's something, huh? Definitely a modest grave for who he was. Definitely draws visitors' attention from around the country, though, just like Bonnie and Clyde does. I mean, I live in Dallas, so like it's easy for me to go see their graves, but when I see people there, they're from all over the country. And from what I read, definitely same about Charlie Floyd too. Obviously history buffs, true crime fans like myself. That's why I'm here. Let's discuss how Charlie Arthur Floyd met his demise. Local police and FBI agents were searching for Floyd in Ohio when they spotted a car behind a farm corn crib. Floyd emerged from the car, pistol in hand, very classic, and the FBI agents opened fire. He was hit at least twice. He died about 15 minutes later. His final moments are in dispute, with one story that the FBI intentionally murdered him while he lay wounded and helpless on the ground, and another story saying that the wounded Floyd pulled out a concealed pistol and was killed before he could shoot at the police. So as we saw, that was back in October 22nd of 1934. Sean killed in a farm field in Ohio, which is actually a park today. If I ever make it out that way, I'll have to go see where it all happened, because you know me, Gotta go see that stuff. And we could also see why his body was returned all the way here to Oklahoma, because basically this whole, I mean, he's here, almost this entire line here is all the Floyd family. So now I processing and understanding why he was returned to Oklahoma. And it's at this point of the video when I'm editing and realize my microphone shut off. It was raining on me at this point, and I forgot my new microphones have a sensor that if they get wet, they shut off. But that's okay because I only lost about 2 minutes of footage anyway. So what I was saying was, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more famous grave videos, please check out my entire famous graves playlist. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.